in general, I like to wait to play Spider-Ham until a little bit later in the game, because their more expensive payoffs start moving to the left in their hand as the game goes on and they play out their other cheaper cards that they opened on. I'm gonna snap on the werewolf draw here with the rest of our stuff. So noteworthy here that on reveals don't have to actually happen in order for the dog to move. So Shadow King on the left will bring the dog back over to the left. Porking Maximus, not exactly the droid we're looking for. Scouting as of, gosh, probably 5 to 10 years ago at this point is now a fully co-ed program, Cigar Pete. The Cub Scout pack that my kids are in is boys and girls. And then other parts of scouting have been co-ed for a really, really long time. My wife and I actually met through scouts when we were teenagers. And then we reconnected and then started dating when we were adults. Hood's actually the best draw in my deck here, unironically, because it kicks the dog over and then it pulls Annie back to the middle. Did they DC? They did nothing the previous turn.
Power must be controlled.
Cool. I wish I would have boomer snapped them. I feel like they would have stayed for the boomer snap with the Shang-Chi. Bionic Microbe, thank you for the 20 buds. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Yeah, venturing is the branch of scouts that's always been co-ed. It's for 14 to 21, I believe. It's for older adolescents doing high adventure type stuff. I think we vibe on Spider-Ham, although I suppose so. You want to think about your curve. I'm gonna go dog on 3, sentry on 4. If I draw Annie, I'm gonna hold the pig. If we draw Annie, I'm a little sad that I held the pig. But if we don't draw Annie, I think this is solid. Yeah, I'm just gonna vibe and we're not getting any this game. Getting your liver ready for the debate tomorrow, question mark. Why does the debate tomorrow matter? Would it be advantageous to play Ham on Hotel to get a disruptive play? So a #1 misconception among people in games like Marvel Snap is that milling your opponent is a disruptive element. Taking a random card out of my opponent's deck could provide valuable information to me, but ultimately it is not a disruptive element. I think this is good for me, right? Because now I could Carnage both on the right now. Oh, they thought my snap was an anti-snap. Nope. Nope. I just stopped everything I was doing at work to finish my 3-drop mission so I could get the legendary on mission I saw you roll. God bless. Well, taking the Goliath away is nice, but we actually ended with priority here. Their baby land shark can move here, notably, so they're not locked in on the right. These both get +2 here, so this is 8, 12 here alone, up to 18. I kind of like this. Kind of like this. Werewolf is a very fun Marvel Snap card, for sure. I assume this is just like their 610 on the left.
Power must be controlled.
Victory.
Yeah, opponent dumping their cheap stats on 5 was very good for us, for sure. They were concerned about Annihilus. Yeah, and then they let themselves get talked into staying on the last game for the Shang-Chi. The dock change really made Bill less of a headache. Yep, getting rid of toxic 5 energy cards is good. Why are they popular? The opponent's archetype sees a regular amount of play because being toxic is fun for a lot of people. It's not that their deck is good, it's just that they like to make their opponents miserable. Do you not like Dan Hip's art style? Nah, it doesn't really jive for me. Also, most of his variants are 700 gold, so I tend to err on the side of using more exclusive ones when given the option. We might floop Nidavellir to the right here, we'll see. Yeah, we can't move it to the right anymore. Move it to the left, though. Is White Widow worth 6,000 tokens right now? No, she's in a spotlight at the end of the month. We just dead to Goliath. I think we beat that. Nah, at least a breaker by a little bit. 2 points. Unlucky. Yeah, we lost because of Monster Metropolis. Unfortunate. Devilmish, thank you for the prime. I appreciate that. Watching your content from the very start of Snap. Recently got back in after a long break. Awesome. If you didn't catch it, Devil, be sure to take a peek at my budget decks that are all like Marvel Snap decks that have a historically good track record. Use mostly Series 1, 2, and 3 cards. So if there's someone coming back, there's a good chance you can get close to or build a couple of those. Sheath the primer. Ooh. Hey, don't be deep space. Don't be deep space. Is Wolf worth buying with token? I think Werewolf by Night is a very unique Marvel Snap card. I think if you think you'd enjoy playing Werewolf by Night, it's a fine pickup. It's not a best card in the format by any means, but it has a unique effect that's fun to build your decks around. There was a bug with Kate Bishop where when she goes to generate an arrow but can't, the game hangs for a minute here. That is what you are currently seeing on your screen. As long as this isn't deep space, we're gonna be in an incredible spot. Oh, sad. That makes us slightly worse off. I wanted to put basic arrow here. I'm gonna hang on to grapple arrow for now. You can grapple Widow out of the super flow. No, I'd rather just like double Widow them in Carmartage for sure. So we're still ahead here. We're just like slightly less ahead than we otherwise would be. Losing CG said. Loop here. Ah, it's sad I can't do both of these anymore. Oh, if I put this here, the bites don't die. instead here, yeah. Yes, Snowflyer, it is.
Victory.
Relatively clean. Completed an alliance mission to boot. Look at that. Probably moved the dog 7 times if I had to guess. Sure did. Bet we can clear 16 times here in a second. Werewolf by Night's a fun card where there's a garbage clogging your board. Yeah, that was kind of the inspiration for this build. So we have Carnage as well as Annihilus as ways to kind of help us deal with opposing clutter. And then obviously the Sentry and Annihilus are like also on reveals that have synergy with Wolf. This deck used to be like the deck a number of seasons back. And obviously it's taken a couple of nerfs to the knees since then, but it feels pretty reasonable, and it's still very fun and satisfying to execute. Figuring out with precision how to move your dog around the board feels very fun. The Jesus Fish, thanks for sticking around with the tier 1. I appreciate that increased level of support. Morning, good morning. Oh no, Gold Conquest Q times. Meow. There's so many tickets to burn, Brood. Please, give me opponents. There is an Alliance Finder channel in the Subs Discord server. You can inquire there for ones that might have some spots. Leader, probably a Sandman deck. Would War Machine be broken as ongoing or activate? I don't understand why you want to play against Sandman so badly. Making War Machine ongoing or activate means you're just going to have to play against Sandman decks playing War Machine. I don't know if it's broken, but it's definitely not an interesting or good design. Does Symbiote Spider-Man work in this deck? No. Activating Symbiote Spider-Man does not count as re-triggering an on-reveal for moving the dog. They are 100% Sandman, by the way, for those at home.
Parker!
And they might have our Annie now, which is scary. So, because they're Sandman, I probably want to set up to Annihilus on turn 6. Which we're gonna have to... Oh! And now they can't Sandman us. Great, thank you. That's lovely, actually. I want to throw priority to avoid leader copying Annihilus. That's kind of tough. That means I can't move the dog this turn? That's a good thought, but I don't know that I don't know that I can move the dog. I think if I end up with priority here, we'll just carnage the Dream Dimension rather than Annieing. Cool, and they took priority here. Oh. How do I beat Ultron? They Ultron middle. They're leaving.
Victory.
Nocturne had moved already, yes. I'm gonna just let my brain not dissolve into Bush trying to figure out how to beat Ultron, but Ultron was the card we would have to play around there. Gonna get stuff onto the board here. Get to draw a card. Getting stats out proactively is good too. They're nonsense. This was the dealer's choice to start the day, not my dad's. Stop putting freaking cards in my hand, bro. Stop it! So mad. Them getting a bunch of free ones from the locations when their deck is playing Marvel Boy with not enough one drops is pretty frustrating. Tank snap before we play Sandman on 5. That's what it's feeling like. Maybe the Great Web puts them off of snapping. Play. These have both. I actually don't remember if these have both moved or if one got. I think Jeff got pulled by Great Web. I think Jeff got pulled by Great Web, right? What does this put me to over here? This puts me to 9. And they'll be at 1, 5, 6. So Jeff being able to move could be a wild card here. Did I just lose to a fucking hub Clintar? Fucking hub Omega Red. That's so frustrating. So that's by 1 point too. By 1 point. If I would have put the Vibranium here, we'd have tied and won the breaker. The Jeff moving got us. So frustrating. $17 Budstick next. Welcome back. Alright, now the real trick here is getting our Krakoa to not land on Shadow King. Landed on Captain Marvel. Man, we could not catch a break today. I'm staying, and we're gonna plan to Annie on the last turn. This cooks them, yeah? Because of the Nico? I don't think they have anything big enough to, Nico's moving whenever I play to the left, gamers. How does Eliath beat me? Eliath doesn't beat me. A Red Hulk hasn't flipped up yet. What's a real Marvel Snap card that beats me here? This Annie jumps into the center. They'd have to have something weird like Blue Marvel. They already played their Claw. Captain Marvel jumping to here only puts them to 16. I'm staying at 20. They'd have to have something like a Shang-Chi, and that's not in their output range. I'm not playing around it. Lower, closer, slower, Grandma. Sit down. All right, our werewolf deck beat the Sandman deck. That's really all you can ask for out of life, yeah. All right, let's take an ad roll. We'll let this deck play for its infinite ticket, and then we'll slide along to our next deck today. Our first viewer deck looks to be a Thanos deck. We'll see you in 120 seconds. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. If you're someone watching that would like to send in a deck submission, I've only got one queued up after this so far. Stream Elements link pinned above the chat there to send something in. Nico Bedard is the best Series 5 card in Astoklos. Yeah, 100%. Everybody keeps asking for War Machine to become activate to make Sandman worse. Sandman should be the activate card is the answer. No more surprise Sandman on 5. You wanna lock me to one card going into the last turn of the game? I get at least a 1-turn heads up that it's happening. Just make him like a 2/2 or a 3/4 or like a 4/5 or 4/6. That's activate. Next turn, only one card can be played. A very, very, very good change. It also doesn't make the card strictly worse either, right? Because it's cheaper. You can play it on curve, so you can do something else on 5. 3/4. If it was like a 3/4 or something, it'd give you an opportunity to like Red Guardian it or something too. Madam Web's the new card released tomorrow. We should have lots of things in America, but real universal school lunch should be at the top of the list. 100%. Glad John Oliver was covering it. Which is one of the many reasons to support the Harris-Walz ticket, with Walz being one of the governors that implemented universal school lunch program in Minnesota while he was governor. I'd like to take the incredibly bold position that feeding children is actually a good thing. I'm gonna wait on that until after we play the dog. Unironically, them moving Gulia is better for us long term, but obviously not if we draw some rocks. Sake. At least we didn't kill the Electro, I guess. Let's put the 1 here, actually, so that way if we Sage, she goes to 6. Any Cerebro deck you want to play? I have no preferences, 100% in for that. Dealer's Choice Kingpin 2024. Sounds good.
Victory.
No joke, there were Minnesota conservatives that argued free lunches were like a tax break for the wealthy. Unironically, one of the last times I tried to have a meaningful discussion with a conservative relative, they told me one of the real problems facing America today is people who double dip and get free school lunch while also being on WIC card to get grocery assistance at home. Because, and I quote, those people shouldn't be able to get food in 2 different places. Now, I will leave it as an exercise to the reader what they meant by those people. Liams, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. We lost priority here, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna go ahead and snap before we White Widow the bar still. They did just bit a mockingbird off the corpus, which is good for us. So, our dog's a little restricted here now, but obviously free bar sinister is stellar. Wait, you pulled White Widow out? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Wait, if I... How does this work? The location goes before the dog tries to go, yeah? I'm like 90% sure we don't eat the dog. But I'm gonna find out. This is for... I might be spewing cubes here. Like 90% sure we don't eat the dog. Cool. Cool. A 6-point Sage. I think I want to ham them before the end of the game. If you're looking for metagame suggestions, check out my best decks around up here. We gave them a 1/5 piggy. They have a 1/5 pig plus whatever they draw for the turn.
Victory.
To the person who asked about getting unbanned on Twitch on the YouTube side, you should message me on Twitter or send me an email. I will look at it later.
Opponent snapped.
Am I staying here? I feel like this has a good chance to get him, based on their stat. Might be right to leave here if they think their hand is good. Oh, they're just snapping because they're Lokiing me? Sure. My body is ready to die to them top decking my Annihilus. So, even if they Annie me back here, I'll still be winning. So I think I Sentry the center, and then we can Annie here next turn, and then I can fill before they can Annie me back. I think is the plan here. I should have snapped him back.
Victory.
Premature Annihilus is something that happens to a lot of men your age, Spexzilla. Don't be embarrassed. You can talk to a doctor about it. Hitting the appropriate timing is a finesse skill. Come for the king, you best not miss, Chet. Do I want this to be shangable in the center? Uncertain. So, Doggo will jump into deep space, but he will not jump back out, is noteworthy here. So we can put it on reveal in here at the end. Okay, licking his freaking lips here. I don't know if my body is fully ready to get Alliance this turn, but it is what it is.
All systems go.
This is 3 up to 6, and then we'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is winning the center.
Opponent snapped.
I have to leave because of Shang-Chi, so I don't have priority here. Oh, their Shang is in the center. Damn. I thought they'd punt the right. Oh, I messed up. I needed to move the dog first. Okay, yeah, that was on me. I didn't fully count that right. I assumed they would give up the right though. I guess they were just assuming they were dead on the left. Would I have won if I would have played the Sage in the center? I think I would have, yeah. So fluff! Welcome to Hoaglandia's latest Shillionaire. That trickle-down economy stays in action. Our next Shillionaire would only have to spend 999,806 shillings. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, all of our options kind of suck here. If I do this, I'll win this next turn, yeah? When we Annie this across, because whatever they play here is gonna die, because I'm gonna flip Death's Domain into here. Ah, Quake is so good. Losing the demon sucks, but the rest of that is just like... My king! Oh, I already played my king. Oh, that's so sad. Quake play.
Victory.
Won the coin flip at the end this time. Anders, thank you for the half a year. Welcome back. 2-5 cubers on some flips there. Sometimes lucky. Lost the one before it, won this one. Get to add another infinite ticket to the pile. I think that's our second or third for the season. Third one, sweet. I like this deck. I don't think I'd make any changes to this. So we had played 11 of these 12 cards last week, and we added Sage in because we felt like we were missing a way to add some extra numbers on the last turn of the game, and she was definitely very, very reasonable at letting us do that. The Annihilus plus Carnage really felt like they solve some of the problems this werewolf archetype has, which is getting gummed up on the board. Like being able to send away their clutter, and then obviously we get to do the Sentry Hood stuff ourselves, which is nice on top of it. And then just other pretty good utility on reveals. Wolf and Annie are obviously not optional here. I would tell you, you should just get Nico Banaru. Kate, honestly, this is number 1 and number 2 in my opinion for Series 5 cards if you're missing them. They're so flexible and go in so many spots. White Widow and Sage, you could maybe play other cheap odd reveals, but there really just isn't another card that hits numbers like Sage hits. Like, Wolfsbane will be a 5 to 7, I guess, but I guess you could play Gladiator or Maximus in that slot. Maximus could be okay. Maximus could be okay for that slot. I could see that as a last turn play. Yeah, Sage is coming back in a couple of weeks here. She'll be in a week with Miss Marvel, which is sweet. Jot that one down.